Hey gamers, welcome back. We've got something really exciting to talk about today. So over the past few years, we've seen some absolutely massive games coming out of Asia, right? And a lot of them totally took over the Western market. But here's the thing, there are still so many incredible games on the way from that side of the world. So in this video, we're counting down 10 upcoming titles that could totally shake up the industry and push the Asian gaming scene into the global spotlight like never before. Starting us off at number 10, we have Lost Soul Aside from Ulta Zero Game. So back in 2016, this was just Yang Bing, one solo developer in China, posting videos online. Then Sony stepped in with full development support, and honestly, it turned out to be visually incredible. Now let's dive into what Yang Bing created. We're following Kaiser and his shape-shifting dragon companion in this dark fantasy world where ancient powers clash with modern technology. You're uncovering this conspiracy that threatens the balance between realms. The gameplay is where Lost Soul Aside gets exciting. Drawing heavy inspiration from Final Fantasy 15 and Devil May Cry, you get stylish combo-based combat with seamless weapon transformations. The Dragon Companion system is really cool, dynamic cooperative attacks, environmental puzzles, and aerial combat sequences. You can chain ground combos, launcher attacks, and aerial juggles while your dragon provides offensive support and defensive barriers. The world blends Eastern and Western aesthetics nicely. Ancient temples overtaken by futuristic technology, floating cities above mystical forests, battlefields where magic and machinery collide. The art direction captures both Chinese landscape painting and modern action cinema energy. Lost Soul Aside is now expected to arrive on August 29, 2025 across PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Coming in at number 9, we've got Phantom Blade Zero from S-Game, and this one's a bold swing from China's gaming scene. It's their big push into the AAA space, blending traditional martial arts with slick modern design in what they're calling a kung fu punk aesthetic. And honestly, it looks incredible. You play as Soul, an elite assassin who wakes up with a brutal twist. He's been poisoned and only has 66 days to live. So now it's a race against time. You're chasing the truth, hunting for a cure, and unraveling a conspiracy that cuts deep into questions of honor, betrayal, and the cost of chasing immortality. The combat here, fast, brutal, and deeply technical. It's built around Chinese martial arts with tight parry and dodge mechanics that reward precision. You're switching between swords, blades, even firearms, and every weapon flows into the next in these ridiculously smooth combos. And that 66-day time limit, it's not just story fluff, it actually shapes the game. Decisions you make affect who you meet, what paths open up, and how it all ends. Visually, the game's got this wild mix of old and new, neon-lit temples, ancient courtyards beneath towering skyscrapers, and mystical energy running through high-tech circuits. It's a world that's hard to forget, sitting somewhere between wuxia and full-on cyberpunk. S-Game is making a serious leap from their mobile roots into full-blown console development. They're promising 30-plus hours of gameplay, multiple endings, and a world that evolves around your choices. Phantom Blade Zero is set for release in 2026 on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. At number 8, we've got Crimson Desert from Pearl Abyss, and this one marks a big shift for Korea's game industry. Pearl Abyss, best known for MMOs like Black Desert, is now going full single player, and honestly, it's exciting to see. We're headed into the war-torn fantasy world of Pywell, where you play as Macduff, a battle-worn mercenary and leader of the Grey Wolf Company. He's stuck between rival kingdoms and supernatural chaos, trying to protect his crew of outcasts while navigating betrayal, survival, and the messy politics of war. It's gritty, emotional, and deeply character-driven. Gameplay-wise, Crimson Desert leans into weighty, physics-based combat. Every swing feels heavy, every clash intense. You're fighting on horseback across sweeping plains 1 minute, then locked in close-quarters sword duels the next. There are sieges, shifting faction alliances, and choices that shape how the world reacts to you. The continent of Pywell is packed with contrast. Snow-covered mountains ruled by tribal clans, refined southern empires full of secrets, and scattered ruins whispering of a lost magical age. It's a world that feels ancient, alive, and full of stories. Originally pitched as an MMO, Crimson Desert was completely reworked into a single-player experience after Pearl Abyss saw how hungry players were for narrative-driven adventures, and they're not holding back. We're talking hundreds of hours of content, dense side quests, and a world that reacts to your path. Crimson Desert is set to launch in late 2025 on PS5, Xbox Series X&S, and PC, and it just might redefine what Korean studios bring to single-player gaming. Coming in at number 7, we've got Chrono Odyssey from Npixel, and yeah, this one's been stirring up a lot of buzz. The recent closed beta ran from June 20th to 22nd on Steam and peaked at over 65,000 concurrent players. That alone shows the hype is real. That said, reactions were mixed. The beta felt pretty far off from what we saw in the original trailers, the combat lacked polish, and the pacing was a bit off. But keep in mind, this was still an early build. Npixel has acknowledged the feedback and says they're already testing combat tweaks internally, with early results showing a 70% improvement in player satisfaction. So fingers crossed the final release delivers on the vision. If you're not familiar with it yet, here's the core idea. Chrono Odyssey drops you into a world where time itself is breaking apart. You play as a wanderer, someone with the rare ability to bend time, and it's your job to stop reality from unraveling. The story spans multiple eras and timelines, all tied to something called the Chronos Crisis. The big gameplay hook? Time manipulation. You can slow, rewind, or fast forward parts of the battlefield, including enemies and the environment, in real time. The game features 6 distinct classes, each interacting with time differently. Swordmasters, for example, can anticipate enemy strikes, while mages unleash temporal blasts. Even the raid mechanics are built around coordinated, time-based puzzles, which is wild. The world design shifts across fractured timelines, from ancient magical empires to futuristic dystopias, all connected through temporal rifts. Each timeline has its own architecture, enemies, and environmental challenges. And at the heart of it all is the Nexus Hub, a sanctuary outside of time where players from different eras come together. Chrono Odyssey is aiming for a Q4 2025 launch on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S, though with the current state of things, a 2026 release wouldn't be too surprising. Coming in at number 6, we've got Vindictus Defying Fate from Nexon, and this one marks another big step in Korea's shift from online-only titles to premium single-player experiences. Nexon's known for its MMOs, but now they're going all in on narrative and polish. Honestly, it's about time. Set in the same Celtic-inspired universe as the original Vindictus MMO, this game introduces a new generation of heroes defending the village of Colhen against a massive Gnoll uprising. But as you fight through the chaos, it becomes clear. This isn't just a random attack, something much bigger is moving behind the scenes. The combat system is where Defying Fate really shines. It blends fast, physics-driven action with that Souls-like edge. Every hit has weight, every dodge matters. You'll choose from 4 playable characters: Lana, a dual-blade whirlwind; Karak, who literally swings a stone pillar as a weapon; Fiona, a methodical sword and shield fighter; and Delia, who crushes enemies with a massive greatsword. Each one plays completely differently, giving the combat serious replay value. Visually, the world leans into Celtic fantasy. Misty forests, villages, ancient ruins, and a world that feels old but alive. Nexon's been actively adjusting the game based on alpha feedback, fine-tuning combat and controls for both challenge and accessibility. You'll also get deep customization options, including fully dyeable gear. Vindictus Defying Fate is targeting a late 2025 to early 2026 release on PC, with console versions already in the works. Coming in at number 5, we've got Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, a hauntingly beautiful Souls-like from Lean Z Games that dives deep into Chinese folklore and history. After the surge of interest sparked by Black Myth Wukong, it's clear, Chinese mythological settings are no longer niche. They're the next frontier. Set in the dying years of the Ming Dynasty, you play as Bai Wu Chang, a female warrior caught in a world unraveling under a supernatural plague. But this isn't just a disease, it's something darker, twisting the land, the people, and even the boundary between the living and the dead. As Bai fights through corrupted villages and cursed monasteries, she's not just battling monsters, she's uncovering a hidden truth threatening to consume all of China. Combat-wise, Wu Chang delivers a tight, deliberate Souls-like experience. You'll wield 25 unique weapons across 5 categories, each with their own distinct rhythm and playstyle. From elegant sabers to brutal polearms, the variety runs deep. Magic's here too. Over 40 spells, including elemental incantations and forbidden necromantic arts, give you serious tactical flexibility. The game also features branching endings based on your choices and combat prowess, pushing replayability hard. Visually, it's stunning. This isn't fantasy for fantasy's sake, it's grounded in real Ming Dynasty aesthetics. From rotting plague-torn cities to mist-soaked mountains, every scene feels like it was pulled from a cursed scroll. Cultural details, clothing, architecture, even dialect lend it a historical weight that sets it apart from the usual Western medieval fare. Wu Chang Fallen Feathers launches July 24th, 2025 on PS5, Xbox Series X&S, and PC, and if you want a full breakdown, just tap the I button above. Coming in at number 4, we've got Mudang Two Hearts from EVR Studio, a wildly ambitious blend of military thriller and K-pop drama that could only come from Korea's unique creative space. Honestly, this is one of the boldest concepts we've seen in years. Set in a near future 2027, the game follows 2 protagonists from opposite worlds. Ji Jung-tae, a hardened North Korean special forces operative, and Gavi, a rising K-pop idol hiding dangerous secrets. When a terrorist bombing shatters a high-stakes Korean reunification ceremony, both characters are thrown into a web of political chaos, media manipulation, and personal reckoning. It's a story that digs into the tension between celebrity culture and military power, and somehow it works. Gameplay draws inspiration from Metal Gear Solid and Spec Ops: The Line, offering a mix of stealth and high-intensity action. But here's the twist. It's fully split between the 2 leads. G's missions are classic tactical ops, infiltrations, rescues, silent takedowns. Gavi's side, completely different. You're navigating press conferences, concert venues, and the darker side of stardom, sometimes in the middle of terrorist dangerous threats. A stealth sequence during a K-pop concert, that's the kind of wild idea that makes this game stand out. Visually, it's striking. Near future Seoul, where neon-lit stages and traditional temples sit side by side. EVR's been releasing dev diaries for over 4 years now, showing off high-end motion capture and voice acting, including Squid Game's Ho Sung-tae. Mudang 2 Hearts is set to launch in 2026 on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. Coming in at number 3, we've got Blood Message, a cinematic, single-player epic from NetEase Games and 24 Entertainment that marks a huge milestone for China's gaming industry. Known for their dominance in online and mobile games, NetEase is now stepping into the premium AAA space, and honestly, they're going all in. Set during the historically grounded Shazhou uprising of 848 AD, Blood Message follows an unnamed messenger and his young son on a desperate 3,000 li journey across the crumbling Tang dynasty. Their mission is simple: deliver a message that could decide the fate of their homeland. But survival is anything but guaranteed. Along the way, they'll navigate collapsing cities, enemy ambushes, and the raw brutality of a dying empire. It's a rare kind of story, one that focuses on ordinary people caught in extraordinary moments rather than generals or emperors. Built in Unreal Engine 5 with proprietary upgrades, the game delivers a deeply immersive blend of cinematic storytelling, stealth, and survival-focused combat. The pacing feels inspired by God of War and Uncharted, with tense, grounded encounters and seamless transitions between gameplay and cutscenes. The project's been in development since 2021, with a team that includes talent tied to Black Myth Wukong. And it shows. This isn't just about matching Western standards, it's about redefining them from a Chinese perspective. Blood Message is set to launch in the second half of 2026 for PC and consoles, and it's shaping up to be one of the most powerful narrative adventures to come out of Asia. Coming in at number 2, we've got Tides of Annihilation from Eclipse Glow Games, a bold new action RPG that reimagines the legends of King Arthur through the lens of Chinese creativity. Backed by Tencent, this is a huge swing at global storytelling, and honestly, it looks like a game that could make serious waves. Set in a fractured, post-apocalyptic version of London, Tides of Annihilation throws you into a world that's been ripped apart by a mysterious outworld invasion. You play as the spectral Knights of the Round Table, legendary warriors resurrected as ethereal guardians. Their mission? Defend Earth from a cosmic threat tearing through the boundaries of reality itself. And at the heart of it all is a fusion of Western myth and Eastern philosophy, touching on themes of duty, honor, sacrifice, and spiritual redemption. Gameplay leans into Devil May Cry style combat, fast, flashy, and deeply technical. Each knight has access to supernatural abilities, phasing through dimensions, manipulating time mid-fight, and chaining together devastating combos. Across a 30-plus hour campaign, you'll face over 30 unique bosses, each more twisted and reality-bending than the last. The environment plays just as big a role. London becomes a vertical playground full of interdimensional rifts, warped landmarks, and collapsing skylines. You'll fight atop the ruins of Big Ben, through broken cathedrals, and even around a corrupted Stonehenge that pulses with unstable magic. It's that collision between modern urban decay and ancient myth that gives this world its haunting beauty. Powered by Unreal Engine 5, the visuals are jaw-dropping, shimmering ethereal effects, dynamic destruction, and detailed animations that give the knights a ghostly elegance. Eclipse Glow isn't holding back either. With Tencent's deep pockets, they're promising ongoing post-launch support, including new content and online co-op modes. Tides of Annihilation is targeting a September-October 2026 release for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. And finally, at number 1, we've got Onimusha Way of the Sword, Capcom's long-awaited revival of one of Japan's most iconic action franchises. The game follows a masterless samurai who stumbles upon the legendary Oni Gauntlet, a mystical artifact that grants him the power to battle the Genma, demonic invaders pouring into the mortal realm through dimensional rifts. As the world teeters on the edge of destruction, he must learn to balance the discipline of traditional swordsmanship with the uncontrollable power of the Oni. The story dives deep into themes of honor, duty, and sacrifice, all signature pillars of the Onimusha legacy. Combat has been completely modernized, blending precise swordplay with flashy supernatural Oni abilities. You'll perform classic katana techniques enhanced by bursts of mystical power, turning tight samurai duels into explosive battles against hulking demons. Boss fights are cinematic and intense, often shifting the battlefield itself, while environmental storytelling builds that classic Onimusha tension, where beauty and dread exist side by side. The world is set in feudal Japan during a time of supernatural upheaval. Picture ancient castles, Buddhist temples, and remote villages slowly being overtaken by Genma corruption. The art direction captures that eerie clash between historical realism and demonic horror, with misty mountain paths lit by lanterns, only to lead into dimensional rifts swirling with otherworldly energy. Onimusha Way of the Sword is coming in 2026 to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X&S, and it's looking like a triumphant return for one of Japan's most legendary game series. And there you have it, gamers, 10 amazing upcoming Asian games that could change the game in 2025 and 2026. Don't forget to subscribe for more on what's coming next, and I'll see you in the next video.